afternoon, dear modelers, dear friends all around the world. Christmas is just around the corner, and like many of you, I decided to indulge myself by buying a few models from my favorite hobby shop back in Hong Kong. I'll be easy. Daniel is a great fellow. I'm able to buy models on a regular basis from him, and I just received my boxes. So I'm going to share with you the unboxing of my Christmas and birthday gift that I decided to get myself and add to my collection. So let's start by this Academy model of the Mariner. This model has been around for quite some times, but I didn't have the chance to get added to my stash, so I jumped on it when I saw it. Academy has released this model recently. There was originally dates back. ScaleMates shows it a few years ago, but I have the Catalina from Academy, and I believe Revel is also reboxing of the Academy. But that's it. That's a new addition to my collections. Then we got a beautiful and very big 1/35 scales United States Marine Corps UH-1Y. This model, the Venom, has been announced by two companies, Academy and Trumpeters. I read the review. I heard that the Trumpeter was not as good as Academy, so I decided for the Academy. There is out there a few helicopters that are dated back a few years ago from Academy in 135. I'm sorry, as I stated wrong, from Dragon, but they are the 1HD versions. This is the Venom is more recent one, and hopefully we'll be seeing some new mold, perhaps from either Academy or Trumpeter, or the famous 1HU-1D of used during the Vietnam War. Staying in a subject, here we have two very interesting models of the Avengers. Years ago, I built the Academy, the Airfix model, did some modification trying to improve it, but then it was an old model. The other ones was the models out there of the Avengers are Academy as well as Zagawa, but this one is the first one that allows you to make with the folding wings and has photo-inch parts. They released the two variations, and I decided to add both of them to my collection. So the TBF1C and the TBM3. So 1/72. Still 1/72, limited editions of Edwards. This is a combo, two models in one. Tales of Iwo Jima over on Iwo Jima. Great variances, as always. Edwards amuses us with lots of possible options. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12 decal for 12 different aircraft. Great. I've been working recently on a Mustang P-51 scale 124 from Airfix. Bit of a challenge. Took me almost a year to complete it. Lots of research, especially quite a bit of scratch building for the landing part, because the landing gear, that nothing was there and was obviously empty. The other problem was that whoever designed the model back then designed it as the aircraft to just lift off from the runway, and the piston are stretched out, which is incorrect. It positioned the plane way too high, so I had to cut the piston, reduce the height, and as well I cut the flaps in order to look or present the aircraft as parked. So I enjoyed it, the weathering part, trying to figure out how to bring the aging on the aircraft, not make it look as a toy, but more as a realistic reproduction. So I don't think I'm gonna be building any more that big size, because that was quite an exercise. But definitely the 1/72 is in my sight, and I choose to add this one to it. Moving on, this is another interesting model, the Mohawk. This model was available only from from Asagawa, very old. I have a couple of them, and I was planning to do some improvement on it, but then this came out, and I bought the first one's version they made, and this is the trainer versions, 1/72. So I just jump on it and secure this, given Christmas was coming around. Moving to another subject, in scale 1/35, I got a few models to address or to work on project involving Vietnam. This is the Sheridan from RFM. I have the first Sheridan, look great. I choose to add this one too, though I have the Tamiya ones, but the variances on the weapon systems on the turret are quite few on this one, so I decided to jump on it. Another subject for Vietnam fan is the 113. This one's I have the one again from Tamiya, but it has the rubber tracks, if you will. This one's you have to build the different parts of it. It looks very much interesting, as full interior as well, so decided to add it. On the Vietnam era, I decided to take these two motorcycles, or these modifications of the Lambretta used in Vietnam for public transportations, and I think Geico makes also a taxi, combined perhaps with either a truck from AFV Club or with a Ford Mute M151 from either Academy or Tamiya. That would be interesting to recreate the roads of the city or of Saigon. Again, also staying in the subject Vietnam, I choose to get this variants. They make quite a few civilians and military personnel in Vietnam. Hopefully we'll see more of that, so this will definitely go together with that. And then I managed to secure myself this model from Richard. This is a Canon, was actually originally offered in metal version by Tamiya. It disappeared. I saw it, somebody else was offering it. I saw it, never got it, and it kind of escaped. So when I saw Rich issuing this one, and they have 2 in 1, then I jumped on it and added to my collection. So this is another one that was in my dream list and is now in my stash. 135th, I decided to add few World War II tanks, and this is Borders. I have the first one, 2 they made. This is the third one. There is a lot of Shermans out there, guys. Are they all good? Yeah, but you never get tired of Shermans, and you never get tired of Tiger and Panther and Panzer. So here it is. I have this one from Borders. I have this from Taco. I love the image on this one. This is the HVSS versions. So that's in with a figure. I have never built a Sherman with interior, and this is a massive box. If you see, guys, this is really big ones. And this has interior, so I decided to indulge myself with an RFM model of the Sherman with full interiors. I don't think I'm gonna be making many of them, but this one definitely will be one. And staying on the subject of World War II, I decided to add this unique model that is not so unique, but I have an attachment to this model. Back in the 1970s, when I was a little younger, I had one given to me as a gift from Tamiya, and believe it or not, it's still in my possessions. I used it for building diorama for a hobby shop in Bergamo that unfortunately no longer operates. And there was a centerpiece in which I recreated the Battle of the Bulge, with the tank being taken over by German troops while taking American prisoners during the offensive. So it was an interesting one. Took me 500 hours of work, a lot of figures and painted, modified, using the techniques that I've learned from Berlin, which, by the way, I actually met when I was working and living in Germany. I traveled to Belgium, and I was looking for a hobby shop in the town where Verlinden used to operate before he moved to the United States. And a very kind policeman drove me to his factory, rang the door, and asked Mr. Verlinden if he was willing to talk to us. So me, myself, and a colleague of mine had a chance to talk to him. I bought a few books from Verlinden, and back then I used his techniques to paint the figures. GAAHLERI. This is very interesting. GAAHLERI has released 4 models of the Land Rover in different periods, Korean War and more recent ones. Hopefully we'll be seeing some Land Rover Defender version, which is currently in service in many countries in Europe and with the fire department. So that could be a good one to see. They make the longer reconnaissance versions of the Boss, but the smaller Defender and smaller chassis is not. So perhaps GAAHLERI will surprise us with this one. Then I'm Italian by birth. I served in the Italian army back in the 1982-83 in the Ariete divisions in the Aviano in north of East Italy. We didn't have the Freccia back then. We used the M113. So I've seen documentary images about these vehicles, and I have in my stash a few Italian vehicles, including the Ariete tanks. So here it is. I decided to add this to my collections. Staying on the more recent times, I have choose to buy the RFM models of the Strikers, the 2010 variants. Has a lot of details, very, very fine details. I love this brand, and here it is. Great image. From RFM, I also have these 2 models of the M1278A1. This is the Marine version, this is the Army versions. Very interesting presentation of this one for defending the vehicles against the IED and RPGs. So here we are, full of details, great opportunity for dioramas. I visited recently the Marine Museums in Quantico, near my place where I live now, and they had one there in display. So I've taken quite a few pictures, and it would be definitely an inspiration to build this ones. Last but not least, I got myself this Magic Factories Bradley. I built few of Bradley, and I never get tired. Honestly, this is a vehicle that gives great opportunity to work on your shading, pre-shading, weathering. So it brings out the model quite a bit. I built one last year from Tamiya in the desert versions, and I had lots of fun. So this one is a more recent versions with more more details versus the ones that I built last year. So definitely an interesting one. And finally, what we got here is this very interesting model, is the Panther. This is a concept tank now being under development by Leonardo and Rheinmetall in Italy, and it's supposed to take the place of the Ariete tank in the Italian army. There are 2 models of amusing hobbies. They make this ones, and I got few months ago. I got the first one, the KF51. So this is the variant as the KF51U. So I will see what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna do this scheme or just go for the plain green. We'll see. Perhaps I will wait a little bit to see what might be the outlook of this concept tank in the coming years before perhaps jumping on in building it. So for the time being, this is all from here. I hope and wish all of you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hopefully 2026 will bring us very interesting models and new challenges for all of us. It's a great hobby. I hear people saying that kids these days are not interested, but everywhere I turn, I see on TV more and more videos of people in the hobby and our young people as well. That's a great thing to see. And I will be sharing some of the work I've been doing. Unfortunately, work has been keeping busy. I've been doing a lot of traveling, so I wasn't able to work on posting some video, but stay tuned. I will bring up some more videos and share some of the work I've been doing. In the meantime, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.